huge Quebec black bear, and you call the shot. You're one click away from your next great hunting adventure. And how a little time with a pink flag can work wonders in the fall. But first, Mark Kaiser sweats it out in Montana. Early season pronghorns. The August sun bakes the Wyoming plains. The grass is gasping for water. The air is so heavy it hurts to breathe. It's so hot that even the pronghorn are taking a break from the sweltering sun. With heat like this, the pronghorn will have to come to water.
Returning to Montana to hunt is like returning to an old friend. And what's really great is I get to hunt with a lot of my good old friends. When I got the opportunity to hunt early season antelope and maybe skip a weekend at the beach, I was ready to go and get after the pronghorn in August.
One thing about this early antelope season, it's what I call a Montana African hunt. You got game coming in and surrounding you all the time. Antelope hunting in this area is so popular and so successful because there's lots of animals and it's early season hunt and they basically just come to the water holes and that makes it for an easy close shot.
If you can get a hunt in August, it's just the ultimate way to be ready for everything to come. And it can be hot. I mean, it can be downright ugly hot, 100 degrees. But that's what you want for pronghorn. You want those pronghorn to be thirsty and want them to come to water. So you got to sweat a little bit. You might get a little BO, but it's worth it because the pronghorn, when it gets hot, they'll come to the water. Another great aspect about pronghorn hunting is you can regulate the yardage. You can put that blind as close or far away as you want. I would strongly recommend, and I recommend this in all hunting situations, but stay right around that 20-yard range, a place that you're comfortable at shooting. You have a lot of confidence, especially when your buck fever starts just turning inside you and you're spinning and everything. That 20-yard range will give you that confidence to shoot.
With several groups of pronghorn in the area and a few small bucks coming into the water hole, knowing the yardage of the buck you want to shoot takes some practice and a few tricks.
Knowing your range during a bow hunt or in your archery practice sessions is essential. And I don't take it lightly. In fact, I make sure I know my range, especially when I'm practicing, by using these surveyor flags. You get them at any hardware store. What I do is I take the surveyor flag, take a magic marker, and I write the yardage right on it. So on this one, we're going to start out at 20 yards. Take my rangefinder down to my practice range the distance, simply stick this in the ground. I know where 20 yards is on my practice range. And I do that for 20, 30, 40. If you're a 50 or 60 yard shooter, mark it out to that. But these flags also come in handy on bow hunting. You can use them in your whitetail shooting lanes. And you don't need to put a lot out. You just know where 20, maybe 30 yards is. In these certain areas, your shooting lanes, you can quickly figure out the distance when a deer comes in unexpectedly. I also use them out west, and they're perfect for pronghorn hunting when you're sitting in a blind over a water hole. You can take these, space them out around the water hole, and absolutely know your yardages when a pronghorn comes in. And the great thing about these surveyor flags, animals don't spook to them. In the case of whitetails, I like to put them up when I prep my tree stands, particularly in late summer or early fall, well before the time I'm going to be in my tree stand. I'll clear the shooting lanes out, create some mock scrapes, put these flags in, and by the time deer season rolls around, deer have forgotten that I was in that area, and this is just a common piece of junk out in the forest. And last but not least, it is junk. So when you're done in hunting season, pick these up, take them out of the forest, don't leave them lay around.
They say if you can't stand the heat, then get out of the kitchen. Mark's not leaving his kitchen when North American Hunter returns. North American Hunter's Mark Kaiser is hunting early season pronghorns in the hot August sun near Broadus, Montana, a small ranching community not far from the South Dakota border. This area of Montana offers wide open space with deep draws along the Powder River, perfect for elk, mule deer, whitetails, and pronghorns. With the morning sun starting to bake the land, water is a big commodity, and where the pronghorn hang out.
So this is the spot, huh?
Yeah, you got two spots, water tank and then the overflow's down below you.
And they're hitting that more, huh?
Yeah, they like to hit that overflow a little more.
All right, well, I'll set up for that shot, and then I can keep this little window open here in the corner. Man, there's antelope all over here, isn't there?
Yeah, look at them bedded up over there.
They're a few hundred yards away right there. And you packed me a good lunch, right?
That's right.
All right.
Good hunt. Good quick hunt.
Plenty of antelope around here. They should be ready to water. You're going to watch for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching you from the hill.
Okay.
See if we get a quick hunt or not. Good
All
luck.
right, man. Thanks, Eddie. I'll see you tonight. There's a lot of does out there right now. I bet there's close to 40, 50 head of does, fawns, and some small bucks. No big bucks yet. What's key about this place is the water hole. It's the only water in several sections of land, and it's good hay ground. So the antelope are in here feeding on the good hay. And of course, like any animal, when they eat, they got to have water to digest their food. So they'll be coming into this water sometime today. I just hope I got enough sandwiches and reading material to hold me out.
Last few months have been pretty dry. It limits the water, so an antelope might have to come a quarter of a mile to find a water hole.
In August, you definitely want to be on the lookout for bachelor groups of bucks because they will be split up yet. The does and fawns will generally be in one area, and the bucks will pretty much be in another big band. Now, some of the mature bucks, they'll be alone and running by themselves and starting to think about forming up with some of these doe groups. 3 days now sitting in that little bubble of heat.
Right there.
It finally happened. A buck came in.
Coming around.
I didn't have my bow in my hand, and I had to get ready in an instant. And that's when all your practice comes together. When things fall apart and your mind still is able to work. Maybe it's working on autopilot, but all your practice works together at that very moment. Here he comes. He's coming around the front. Something spooked him. Those birds must have spooked him. Oh, he's coming back. Here he comes. He's coming right back. I turned around, looked back at the water, and I could see his lips smacking. He was thirsty. He'd been laid up all night. He'd been eating already for a good portion of that morning, and he needed water to digest that big old gut of food he had. Now, what he presented wasn't what I would call a textbook shot, but antelope aren't a very big animal. So when he gave me a slight quartering to shot, I had all the confidence in the world. I'd chronographed my bow. I knew exactly the kinetic energy it was putting out. I figured they could easily bust through there. Yeah, he went down right there. Right there. Great. Super. I can't believe you come in at this. Yeah, he's right there. Right there. He didn't even go 40 yards. Let's go take a look at it. That's a good Montana buck. Good bag.
Planning a successful hunting trip takes some research, information, and maybe some help from an outside source.
But when you're planning a trip of a lifetime, you don't want to leave anything to chance. And what we pride ourselves at is service. The nice thing about outdoor expeditions, there is no extra cost. Our price is the exact same price as the outfitters. We are simply a service provided for by Gander Mountain to make sure that our customers get the best in sporting travel anywhere in the world. We specialize in making your experience a very easy one. It's one call, and we'll set up the hunt. We've already pre-approved the outfitters. We can take care of your tags. We can take care of your licensing, take care of all your travel arrangements. It makes it just a seamless transition for you.
Look at that deer.
Good deer.
Nice and high. Look at that. God.
Real
That's
tall
better
set
than
of
a
horns.
foot.
When you call outdoor expeditions, what you're getting is experience and perspective. We've been to the lodges around the world, we've been to multiple destinations, and we've been to that personal outfitter that you're going to go hunting with. So we can tell you what you need to bring on your trip, what you can expect to see for animals, and what you need to pack in terms of gear to make your trip one of success.
Look at that. He's got split brow. Whoa. That's awesome.
Outdoor Expeditions has a wide range of different trophy hunts, as well as regular father and son basic hunts. You know, whitetails, what's so unique about them is they're found everywhere. Whether you hunt them in Pennsylvania, Texas, or the West Coast, there's always a place to hunt whitetails. And trophy whitetails can be found just as easily out west as they can in the true North Wilderness. The nice thing about a whitetail hunt, it doesn't require a lot of gear. You can stop at Gander Mountain, and it's a one-stop shop. You can get everything you need for a perfect whitetail hunt. From the camo clothing, to the boots, to the right firearm, to a perfect day pack and a flashlight, Gander Mountain does have everything you're going to need to make your trip a success.
Mark claims his prize when North American Hunter returns.
Your goal is to find very limited water with a lot of antelope around it. And then all you have to do is set up a blind and wait. 3 days now sitting in that little bubble of heat. Right there. It finally happened. A buck came in. If you have the patience like I did, it can work out super.
North American Hunter's Mark Kaiser is hunting Montana pronghorn, and his Matthews Drenalin has hit its target. Mark claims his prize.
First hunt go good. Oh, I can't wait for the rest of the fall. Were you peeking?
Yeah, I was. I'll admit it.
I thought you were.
I was up there on the hill watching through the spotting scope, and I seen him come running in, and I thought, this is it.
That's where he come from, huh? Over
Yep,
this way.
right over here.
I looked out that window, and he's right there. He was like at
4 yards
oh,
from your blind. I was thinking, oh no, don't bust him.
that's like getting caught with your pants down. Let me tell you what. Well, you got the Polaris. We can.
That's right.
We can tag him and bag him and get him back out there. So as I want to save this meat, this is good meat. That's a good fat animal.
Yeah, so yeah, he should be good eating.
All right, buddy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The following products have been field tested and approved by members of the North American Hunting Club. The Hunter Safety Vest and Lifeline. This strong, high-quality tree stand harness is sewn inside a vest for quick, quiet setup. Plus, the Lifeline system is great for safe, always connected climbing. The M1601 knife is part of the EDC Zytel series by Columbia River. It has a slim profile and features the fast-opening Carson flipper and dual lock system. For more information on these products, or to find out how you can become a field tester, visit huntingclub.com. What happens when you combine Larry Weishuhn, Mark Kaiser, and Dave Moss with a big Quebec black bear? You call the shots. Thompson Center presents You Call the Shots. Join our panel of experts, Mark Kaiser, Dave Moss, and Mr. Whitetail Larry Weishuhn, as we invite you to call the shots.
You know, I haven't been on a lot of bear hunts, but I've been on enough to know when you're in good bear country. And this spot in Canada was red hot for black bear action. I mean, it was nonstop. Any time of the day I was in a blind, there were bears in front of me.
All
right.
And he had this stuff going on, circus stuff.
Really.
Now, why are you in a blind and not in a tree stand?
The real reason I was in a blind, because I wanted to be face to face with black bears when I hunt them. I just think that's more exciting. And
It is. It is.
And there was just so much going on. From, like you can see here, we had cubs in the trees, we got sows walking around, young bears. I mean, these young bears are just always curious and looking, trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, I brought your camera.
Oh, I was taking pictures like you couldn't believe. I got some of the best black bear pictures.
Amazing.
From years of wildlife photography in just 2 or 3 afternoons here.
Really.
And you can see dominance going on, you know, and a lot of times you don't get to see that because the brush is so thick. And these bears were coming out on the edge of an opening, so we got to see it all.
What about this one?
And then the big boo-boo showed up.
That's a big bear.
And this is the bear. Look at the range on that.
Oh, man.
And as you can see, Larry, I've switched to the bow and arrow.
Shoot.
What was neat is I got to basically build my own bait station here, so I buried everything in an old stump.
Right.
Yeah.
He's sitting down like a lab now.
16 yards. I got him doing everything I want, and I got to make the big decision here.
Well, he's a good-sized bear. When he came in, Larry, you taught me that one of the things to look for is that fold or that crease
divot that they had right there.
Forehead. And he had that. He's got a big old head.
He's got it all.
Unfortunately, I don't like the angle that he's giving you right here. He's quartering away, but the fact that he's sitting, I mean, I can't quite picture what's going to go on with his vitals there. You could certainly hit him in the chest, but I don't know that you're going to get the penetration that would be ideal. Right as he was coming in, he was perfectly broadside. That would have been the time maybe to take the shot. So right here, he doesn't seem to know anything that's going on, so I would probably wait for him to stand up and take another bite, get him on all 4 feet before I let the arrow go.
You know, I love bear hunting, and as you said, this is a big bear. There's no question about it. He's deep to the body. He's long. He's got that divot in his forehead. His ears look sharp. I'd have been shooting long before now, to be honest with you. But also, hunting on the ground, I like the fact that he is kind of pointed away from you. I mean, if he were pointed kind of toward you and you could still get an arrow in there, he's going to run your direction most likely. I'm like you. I'd probably wait right at this moment because I'm figuring he's going to do this and reach in there and try to get a no, and as soon as he did, then I'd be drawn back and release the arrow. But I'd have been shooting long before now, to be honest with you.
You know, even though we research our hunts well, sometimes we run into quirky things with outfitters. And
there he goes.
I had an outfitter on this hunt that told me not to shoot this specific night because the bears will keep coming back. And he had another hunter, a friend of mine, in another blind that he wanted to score first. So I listened to the outfitter, passed the shot opportunity, and this is what happened. That bear right there, that rump going away, that's the last I ever saw that bear on the hunt. For the next 5 days, I never saw nothing but small bears.